Good evening, everyone. This is CPS Boxing News and Boxing News Media from the city of New York, and it's our pleasure to introduce one of the fighters and female fighters, Maria Hernandez. Let's say from coast to coast, Las Vegas, Nevada, New York City. We're here to do this interview. Maria, thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak to you through the camera, at least for now. But one day we will meet each other. How are you? How's
Yes,
everything?
I am great. Thank you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here on this interview with you. I truly appreciate it.
No, I mean, my pleasure when it comes to support, yourself, women's boxing, and of course, anybody out there, that would like to speak on an interview. It's amazing how, we see now women's boxing is growing. We were talking of, a few things out of the camera, but now it's the time to, the fight fans and everyone and the audience, hear about yourself. But first thing first, with all due respect to you, your kids, your husband, what makes a beautiful woman like you to enter in the sport of boxing? What makes this kind of thing that you go in and then you be like, let me put two gloves and then start doing boxing. What makes you to enter in the sport of boxing?
Well, first of all, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. I think there's just a lot of layers to what attracts me to boxing, especially being a woman in boxing. It's a little bit different, I feel. I've been in and out of the sport since I was about 19, 20 years old, so about 8 years now. And what kept me coming back is the feeling you get after walking out of the gym and knowing that you put everything you had into that training session and having and just feeling that empowerment. Like I did this. I can do this, and every day getting better, learning something. There's always something to learn, and that feeling of just improving and watching yourself go from one level to another is just unexplainable. It's just a feeling that I feel like you have to feel it to be able to explain it.
It's amazing how you tell us the story how you enter in the sport of boxing. Eventually, when you mentioned me out of the camera, I'm a mother and I have kids and I have my husband and everything. How is it for you, to be that type of role model in order that you choose to become a boxer, do many tasks, and I always got respect for anyone out there, whether it's a single mom or it's married. I would I would call yourself, a Wonder Woman, coming home and do, these things for your kids and everything. How does that work for you?
You know, a lot of the times after having kids, especially, it got really hard to continue boxing. There was many times where I was like, I can't do this. It's too much. I gotta focus just on my kids. But then I sat there and thought to myself, what kind of example would I be if I just gave up on something that I love so much? And that's what kept me going, is setting the example for my children and letting them know that anything they dream of or want in life is possible as long as you put the work in. And that's what keeps me motivated and what gives me that power to just get up, go train, come home, be a mom, do all the extra activities. Because at the end of the day, I want to be able to sit there and tell my kids, hey, I did it, you can do it. Anything is possible. And it might sound cheesy and kind of lame, but it's true. It's true. As long as you put your mind into it and you put the effort, it'll happen.
It's great. I mean, I respect so much, all of them. I mean, when it comes to women's and they put, so much effort, sacrifice, dedication, discipline as well, and
Mm-hmm.
do all these things. Eventually, when you mentioned you are married, you also have kids and you have to go work and you have to do the gym thing and training. Wow, that
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's a super hard task. And I'm not in those shoes, but like I said, from my behalf, I give you the respect to yourself and anybody out there when it comes to training and achieving and following their dreams, as you mentioned. If you did it, I'm pretty sure your kids they had no excuse in order that they might gonna say, "Oh, mom, I cannot do that. I can't try that. I can't."
Exactly.
So you be the great example for your kids, family, friends, and everybody that comes and support. Yourself. When you talk about women's boxing, I like to mention a few things, and in boxing. There's so many great champions. With all due respect to all these great female champions out there, excuse me if I'm not mentioning anyone out there, but I have so much in my mind. Like, let's say an example, right? Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshalls, and what can I say,
So
including
many more.
Angelica Rascon, and there's so many names. So,
Yeah.
what do you think when I mentioned, women's boxing in from this era, how it's going? What do you think about this movement?
I think women's boxing is expanding and growing so much, and it's grown so much in just the last few years. We've gotten to the point of where Amanda, she got 3 minute rounds, 12 rounds for the first time in women's history, which is amazing because we've been asking for that for the longest time. And it finally happened. Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall and Michaela and Alicia, they were all headliners. I think it was about 2 years ago in 2021. First all-woman headlining fight in history. That was amazing. And so just seeing these things happen while I'm in this sport myself, it's like I'm living in history. History is making itself while I'm in it, and it's just crazy to think about it that way. And I can't wait to see where we're at. Maybe just 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and maybe one day my daughter can walking into a boxing gym and feel like she belongs there instead of having to fight her way through the stereotypes. And that's all because of all these women that are putting in the work today.
Amazing, amazing to hear, your thoughts and everything, because I'm pretty sure, all these women's, and like I said, all these great champions, and excuse me if I don't mention, some others, because the list is super big. We were talking out of the
Yeah.
camera, like, all around the world now we see, young athletes, they join in women's boxing, whether they're gonna choose boxing for career, whether they're gonna choose boxing for keep it themselves, healthy and just feeling great. There's so many names out there, but like I said, excuse me if I don't mention this, and I know, and it's so many fighters out there. Maria, I'm coming with this question, for every viewer, every audience, for all the audience out there, what weight class do you fight as, as a boxer that you mentioned to me?
Yeah, so right now I'm amateur. So I've been competing in the 152 division amateur. I am planning on going pro very soon. Hopefully this year will be my year. And I'm planning on coming into the 147 division for pro boxing.
Awesome. I mean, hey, I'm pretty sure the competition is huge in women's
Oh,
boxing,
yeah.
and you're gonna meet, all these athletes that they also, pursuing the same goal and pursuing the, the same thing as you mentioned, and we will see what outcome it brings, when you face someone on your weight class and everything like that. But whatever happens, let's say in the fight and everything, I invite everyone to come and support women's boxing. But eventually, women's boxing, definitely they need our support, because as we mentioned in the beginning, Clarissa Shields, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, and some other, great athletes and great champions. They are the pioneers, like moving this movement that I consider is huge now. It's super huge,
Oh, yeah,
and
for
eventually,
sure.
you are part of that. And I like to congratulate you, give you congratulations, because hey, you're doing a right thing, and not giving up. That tells you a lot from you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When it comes to closest fights, that February 8th, if I'm not mistaken, is gonna come. Teofimo Lopez against Jamaine Ortiz. What do you think about this upcoming fight? Two fighters. I mean, Teofimo Lopez, great fighter. Great champion. What can I say? Talented, fast. Also I would call himself. That he's a dangerous fighter. He got a power punch.
Yeah.
That he's a knockout artist. But I'm not trying to say that the other fighter is not. He's also powerful. So in my opinion, if you ask me, what do I think, this fight is gonna be tough for Teofimo Lopez. Jamaine is coming hungry, and I think he has nothing to lose. But if he wins, it's a lot of gain in the sport. But first thing first, they have to meet each other and see what outcome is gonna be on February 8th. What do you think about this upcoming match that is gonna be very soon next month? I mean,
Yeah,
Chris.
I totally agree with everything you said. I think Teofimo is just a very talented boxer. He's the whole package. He's fast, he's strong, he's technical. So I think it's gonna definitely be a great fight. Ortiz, I mean, he's also got the speed. He's a technical fighter, and I feel like if he's able to pick up on Teofimo's techniques and kind of work with that and keep his length. He's a very lengthy fighter. He has definitely long arms. So I feel like if he fights his fight the right way, it's gonna be a good match. I wouldn't doubt it. And anything can happen in boxing. So I just think it's gonna be a great fight.
I think so too. I mean, like I always mention, this with all due respect to both fighters, nothing is written until the fight happens, and we'll see
Exactly.
what outcome is gonna be, and who's gonna be the winner. But I invite everyone to come and support this event, both fighters, and I think it's amazing. And when it comes to yourself, I invite everyone to come and support yourself, because when the time comes to turn pro, I want to be one of the first one to do another interview. If you allow
Yeah.
me, and of course the time is well, and God, allow us to as well. But I know you are a trainer as well. For all the viewers and fight fans, if they wanna reach out to you, let's say in case they come to Las Vegas, Nevada, where they can reach out for you.
Oh, sorry. I
No,
again, I am a mom. Give me a
I
second.
know.
Can you give me 1 minute? I'm almost done. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. So I'm located in Vegas. I'm currently training with Salas Boxing Academy. I actually moved from Salt Lake not too long ago. I've only been here about 3 months, but I felt like now was the time to take that step into my career as a professional boxer, and what better place to do it than Vegas? And this is where I plan on going pro. And so I welcome anyone and everybody to come watch my fight when that happens and be here and support me.
Awesome, great, great. It's amazing to hear, that eventually you are now based in Vegas. I'm pretty sure there's so many fighters out there, and I invite anyone that when it comes to, visit Las Vegas, if there's a female that wants to learn, some type of, technique or anything from you, hey, reach out to Maria Hernandez. That definitely, she'd
Yes,
be happy
absolutely.
to show a few skills and everything. And I'm pretty sure that person will be happy to meet a lot of people around Maria, because Salas Gym, I think it's a well-known gym that I want to send a huge shout out to the gym also, and everybody that comes and form the group from this gym, including Angelica Rascon, that she just became a champion, and nothing respect for everyone
Yes.
out there. Before we wrap it up this interview, is there any message that you would like to add to this interview, Maria?
I just feel like if you're a woman in this sport and you feel defeated and you feel like you can't keep going, my message to you is keep going. Don't stop no matter what anyone says, no matter what you think or you think other people think. We belong in this sport. We belong to take up space as much as any other fighter out there. And one day I feel like women's boxing is gonna be bigger than men's.
Wow, I want to be part of that. I mean, I'm being part of that, and eventually, I'm seeing great things that happened in women's boxing. And I always wish, for anyone out there, the best things happen for their careers, because I know you ladies do so much sacrifice. I know you ladies put a lot of effort in the sports, and I think, from us, like men's, we have to recognize that, and I'm hoping everyone comes in a group, and of course recognize what all women's out there they do for the sports, because they also they sacrifice everything. So I invite everyone to come and support Maria Hernandez, and also all the local fighters from your town or the city. It's amazing to hear from them always when they allow us to do this type of interview. So Maria, thank you for giving me the opportunity. We will speak in the next one if he got allow us, if you allow me, you have time, because I know you're a busy mom and also a trainer. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. Good
Of
night.
course. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.